We will be arriving in China in less than 8 days.
So excited.
Yeah, literally, it's almost a week away. 你好，我们的朋友们。
你好。
今天 we are going to be answering your questions, and we're going to start off with some of the most commonly asked before we get into some of the specific questions that we found in our Douyin and Bilibili comments. So, to start off with, people have been asking, why is your Chinese improving so quickly? Now, I don't think it is improving quickly. I study very hard, 3 to 4 hours every single day. I have a private teacher, so I have one-to-one classes on a video call with my teacher for 3 hours every morning. And I try my best to do some extra study, but we also have a lot of other work that we need to do with regards to video editing and all kinds of other business ventures that we do. So outside of that 3 hours per day, I can't really put in too much more time. And so I think also the main way to learn any language is through immersion. Now, you can spend 50 hours at home learning another language, or you can spend 5 hours in the country that language is spoken, and I guarantee you'll learn more in that 5 hours than 50 hours at home. So when we go to China, we will, I'm sure our Chinese will come on leaps and bounds, much more progress than now.
So the second most asked question that we got was, what is your source of income? Now, we upload on all of our social medias. So we make a small amount of revenue from views. So we get paid per 1,000 views that we get. And then we make about 50% of our income from brand deals.
Yeah.
And then, so that's, if you see a brand deal from us and you support them, that really helps us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we get offered a lot of brand deals from different companies wanting to promote their products. But you'll tend to see, if you see any of our adverts, that there's normally some sort of theme, and it's something that we're genuinely interested in or genuinely use on a day-to-day basis. Mm-hmm. So to be able to get paid to promote that product while we already use it, or we already are really fascinated by it, then that's an amazing way to make money for us, and also introduce our interests to our audience via that company.
Yeah.
Of course, we've been getting a lot of questions asking if we're going to go back and meet the uncles in the Hutong. Now, we absolutely hope that we can see them again.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, when we go back to Beijing, it's going to be warm, it should be September. September should be good weather, and hopefully we can go back and 喝一起白酒和吃牛肉. But yeah, them two guys really shaped our whole trip to China on our last trip. Wow, what special people they are. Really just have a place in our hearts. Just like, wow, what great people. And it was our first day in China. That I don't know if people know that was actually our first day in China. That we thought, let's go to the Hutongs and meet. Well, we didn't meet anyone, but let's go to the Hutongs and see what life is like for the Lao Baixing, the Beijing.
And we were saying to each other, we were like, Jack and I love drinking the beer garden in England. And we were like, this is perfect beer garden weather.
Yeah.
We just want to grab a few beers, sit in the sun and enjoy it. And then we got that opportunity. So
yeah,
fantastic.
So what a great time that was, and absolutely our hope more than anything to have some good weather and to enjoy some more snacks, some jambing, some jajamian with the uncles of the Hutong once again. That would be brilliant. To go back and maybe with my slightly improved Chinese, I can have a better conversation with them, and hopefully I can surprise them with more of a slightly more fluent conversation. That would be lovely. Julie Kaisho, when are you having a baby, or when are you planning to have a baby? 我们不知道，因为我们喜欢旅游，和我觉得你不可以旅游很多和baby， 所以现在我们不要。
What did you say?
I said you can't really travel as much as we do with a baby, and so right now we don't want a baby, but we don't know.
So this next question here says, can you try Chinese cupping therapy? Is that where they like heat the air in the cup and then like stick it on you and it goes like?
Yeah, it's a traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese massage technique, bit like acupuncture. Very popular amongst professional athletes. So,
is it?
Yeah. So
That's me.
Yeah, there you go. That's why she should try it. Yeah, in the Olympics, you'll see people with like the red circles and stuff. But I've heard that I think you can do it like on the streets in Chengdu or something like that. You guys tell me. That I'm sure there's a place in China where this is very, very popular, and you can literally get it done on the streets. And it's supposed to help with blood circulation and improve recovery from injuries, things like that. Yeah, the Chinese know what they're doing when it comes to like physical medicines and healing and recovery and all that.
So you said in Chengdu, so you could have a cup on your shoulder and a man cleaning your ear at the same time.
And a spicy hot pot in your mouth.
That's my dream. So the next question here says that you seem to rarely get sick. How do you handle health issues during your travel? I think we get sick a little bit often.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that was true. We do get sick. I'd say quite a lot, like certainly a lot more than if we were working a 9 to 5 in an office back home, which we've done for 8 years of our lives. And yeah, I never got sick when I was going to the office and coming home. You got the common flu, but nothing compared to what we get wandering around the slums of India or the border of Afghanistan. All these places where our train journeys through India and Pakistan, they don't get cleaned very well, or if at all, and there's lots and lots of germs on them. And don't get me wrong, we absolutely love these journeys, these train journeys. I love meeting the local people, seeing the amazing nature, but there's a lot of germs in these environments, and it builds up, especially if you do maybe 2 trains in a week, in the space of 1 week. Yeah, you 100% start to get like chest infection. I got a very severe chest infection in Pakistan after about 4 train journeys, and ended up in hospital in Islamabad, the international hospital in the capital of Pakistan there. And that was not good at all.
And then food poisoning is obviously one that's always on our mind whenever we eat or drink anything in South Asian countries mainly.
Yeah.
But when we were in China, we never got sick at all, actually.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Got sick of being on the green train.
Yeah, South Asia, when you get to India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, etc. That's where literally any one thing you eat, breakfast, lunch or dinner, any one of them can put you in bed for 5 to 6 days and have to go to the hospital or anything. And but one tip that I have for you is that our experience is that the things that make you sick is normally liquids. It's not normally like food or like actual chewable substances. It's normally liquid. So we always now, since our last episode of being sick, we always get everything in a bottle and make sure you can hear the
cap being twisted.
Yeah, you can hear the crack when the cap gets twisted off. Because we also had some experiences in India where we've bought like a Coke or something like that. You twist the cap off, nothing happens, and they've actually just like gotten their own Coke sachets and they've been making it themselves. They're literally making homemade Coke with tap water and making them in bottles. So yeah, that you've got to make sure you can hear the crack, and that's the best way. And don't drink fresh fruit juices.
Yeah, fresh fruit juices have done it for us.
Yeah,
we normally, we stay clear of juices, drinks that aren't capped, and then also the food has to be hot.
Yeah,
if we get like a piece of food and it's not hot, then we normally just kind of say thank you and then walk away and find somewhere to leave it.
Yeah.
We've had it as well where we've had cold food and it's done bad.
Yeah, so if you're planning on travelling and leaving China and going to other countries around Asia, especially in South or Southeast Asia, yeah, just make sure you only drink from bottled drinks, which you can hear the cap get twisted off, and try only eat hot food, unless you can clearly see that they have one of them big water barrels that they're using to make, I don't know, maybe some cold soup or something like that. But yeah, that would be our advice from 37 countries of travelling, and a lot of them being in places of poor hygiene. I have a question here, which is there a language that is particularly hard to learn? Now, in general, I think for a Latin speaker or a Germanic speaker, which is English, I think Chinese, 不学简单. Yeah, it's very, very, very hard to learn Chinese. Mainly, obviously there's the character issue, but pinyin helps, which is how I've been learning Chinese, using pinyin. But the main issue is that the sentence structures, you can't really use an English mind to think about what you want to say, because the sentence structure, the words are in a completely different order how you would say them in English. Like, for example, you're gonna eat food today. You can't say, 我吃饭今天. It's 我今天吃饭. It's the time and is in a different place than the time in English. And a few different rules is quite difficult. For me, 中文. There's also a comment here that suggests that we visit the place Shanxi. Now, Shanxi is a very famous place for its ancient buildings and distinctive Chinese and Buddhist characteristics. Now, we've also heard about the new game that's going crazy in China right now, which is Black Myth Wukong. Now, this is something that I want to play. I want to get my hands on it and I want to play that game. But it makes me want to go there and just see these incredible buildings, go on some adventures and see what types of people are living in this ancient city. Like, imagine raising your family, but you're surrounded by all these absolutely incredible, old stone architecture and everything. Like, what a place that would be.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll have a little look, see if we can find it near any of the places we're going in our itinerary, and that would be a very, very cool place to visit for sure. We also get 2 questions coming into our Douyin and Bilibili comments all the time from people who've recently sort of found our videos. Now, the first one is, why are we called 朱仙夫妇? Now, 朱仙夫妇 is because we had that lovely afternoon with the uncles in the hutong, which I've spoken about, where we shared baijiu and we had juro tongue, we had some nuts, we had all kinds of stuff, jambing. Yeah, absolutely amazing day. But yes, I didn't know, well, I knew enough about Chinese drinking culture where when we gambe, I went lower on the glass than the elder gentleman, but I hadn't actually processed in my mind that gambe meant empty the cup. So every single time I was like, gambe, he thought that I was trying to, drink the whole thing. And that's when he taught me menmecha, and just to sip it and enjoy it. And yes, but I was actually quite drunk by the end of that day. We ended up just getting in a Didi and going for some food. I needed something else on my stomach after that.
I preferred it when the man was like, you can drink it slowly, and I was like, oh my God.
You were mixing it with like grapefruit juice. Yeah, baijiu and grapefruit juice. What a combo. And the second question is people who have recently found our videos and ask why we are铁腚夫妇. Now, or why we say 青春没有休假，铁腚马上出发. This is because we took the green train from Chongqing to Urumqi. It took 34 hours and it was a very, very hard experience. We had no seat, we had a standing ticket. And
we didn't mean to buy a standing ticket. We bought the standing ticket on purpose. But when we went to book the train, we booked it over the April...
Bank holiday, yeah, like public holiday. Yeah.
So when we went to book the train, they were all sold out, but the standing tickets, and I thought, well, we still want to go.
Yeah, we want to go to Urumqi. I've got to get the Yang roll.
So we thought we'd give it a go, but
we asked our friend. We said, should we take the standing ticket? He said, not a chance.
He said, don't do that.
But
please.
we did it anyway. And unfortunately, in the start of the video, which you'll see, is we were very confused because we entered the train, we boarded the train in a one of the
sleeping berth.
Yeah, but one of the ladies, one of the police, the conductors, she checked our tickets and she allowed us onto the train, so we were permitted to enter. And then we knew that we couldn't, go in any of the berths where the beds were or anything like that. So we just sort of perched ourselves to the side, out of the way of everyone. And that's just what we thought we could do, because somebody let us on the train, so we thought we could sit down. Then we got into a little bit of trouble with the train conductor. He seemed a little bit annoyed with us. And then later a police guy came who was very, very helpful. And the police guy, he brought us back down the carriage to the general area, which is where the standing area was. And he actually went the extra mile. Really, really, really nice guy. Lots of respect for this police guy. And he actually found us 2 seats beside each other. And so we got given them about an hour into the journey. So we did 33 hours on the hard seat, sat upright like this. Opposite us was 2 elder gentlemen. One of them, he wore a full business suit for the full 34 hours. I thought, wow. And our legs, what we had to do was, because we couldn't stretch our legs out because we'd knock each other facing the other guy, we had to put our legs in between each other like that. Yeah, but I sort of take turns. But this sort of camaraderie was absolutely loved about the green train. We were really, amongst the real Lao Wai-shing of China who used this train as part of their daily commute, and we got talking to people. We had wine, we had food, everything. And it was a very, very difficult journey, but it wasn't just difficult for us as foreigners. It was difficult for everybody. And we completed it. We arrived in Urumqi, and yes, I'll be honest, at that time we thought, I never ever want to be on that train again, because it was just so difficult. No windows opened. It was so hot, and it was difficult. But we achieved it, and that's what we wanted to do. We thought, people say, oh, you can't go on the green train, you can't go on a standing ticket for 34 hours, and we wanted to say, yeah, we can. And people watched this and decided to call us Tieding, iron butt, that we can sit, because we have such strong butts, so we can sit for 34 hours. Yeah, wait till you see if we want to go from Harbin to Guangzhou. Well, you see if we can survive more than 40 hours on the green train.
Not a sitting ticket. Can we get a bed?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Will you let us have a soft sleeper or a hard sleeper, or would we have to do standing? You tell us. But so that's why we are the Tieding Fufu He Jiuxian Fufu. Heather, that is everything that we've received so far. A good roundup of a lot of the comments. I hope that our answers covered any of your questions that you might have had. And if you have any other questions, just leave them in the comments, or any recommendations for us traveling around China. We will be arriving in China in less than 8 days.
So excited.
Yeah, literally, it's almost a week away that we will be in China. Yeah, so excited to be back in Beijing and hopefully see the uncles of the Hutong once again. Okay, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye.